I have a completely true story about one of the leading Sephardic rabbis in America. I'm not going to say his name. He is a huge thinker. He is one of the most learned people anywhere. He's very well respected. And when my father was very, very ill and already in hospice, which means he was going to die imminently, my mother made me go get this Sephardic rabbi who also lived in Philadelphia. She made me go get him and bring him to the house, and she wanted to talk to him about things regarding my father. So one thing about my mother that you have to understand, she is the most yeki. What does yeki mean? It means German. She's like the most German, Austrian person you could ever meet. She is always prepared for everything. She always thinks ahead. She foresees things that most other people don't foresee. And she's just really organized, and everything is labeled and perfect and set right in her house. And she really thinks ahead. She's really organized and prepared for anything. And the truth is that she's usually correct. She's usually right. So you can't argue with, someone being correct and right. So she makes me get this Sephardic rabbi, bring him to the house, and she's talking to the rabbi about how great her marriage was. She's using the past tense, how fabulous her marriage was, which it really was a fabulous marriage. And then she reads to the rabbi this beautiful 3-page eulogy that she wrote for him. And the rabbi was, he was almost crying. He was so touched and he loved it. And then my mother said something weird, like she mentioned going to visit him the next day and visiting him in hospice. And the rabbi was like, what? And my mother said, oh yeah, tomorrow we have to go wake up early and go to the hospice because my husband needs something. So now she's speaking in the present tense and about a man who's still alive. And the rabbi's like, who are you referring to? And she said my dad's name. And she said, yeah, we have to go tomorrow. And the rabbi looked at her and said, do you mean that you're going to visit him at the cemetery? He's already been buried without a proper funeral? And my mom said, no, he's still alive. He's at hospice. I will never forget the rabbi's expression when he realized that my father was still alive and my mother already had the funeral and the eulogy and nice black clothes ready for the funeral and everything planned. And she was practicing the eulogy. The look on the rabbi's face, I'm going to tell you what it reminded me of. If you've ever seen the movie The Birdcage with Robin Williams and Nathan Lane and Dan Fetterman, there's a scene where Nathan Lane walks in drag, dressed as a woman, and nobody told Robin Williams or Dan Fetterman. So they were completely shocked. I know it's not a good quality picture, but see the look on Robin Williams and Dan Fetterman's face? That is how the Sephardic rabbi looked when he realized that my father was still alive and my mother had the eulogy and everything planned and organized already. It was just such a clash of cultures and such a clash of the minds. I saw in him, he did not know how to respond. He just sat there shocked, and he said something to my mother like, okay, I'm here for you, meaning he didn't drop us as a client. He still agreed that he would be with us during this difficult process of my husband being sick. That was how he worded it. And if and when you need anything, that he's here for us. He's on call for us. So within a few days, my dad passed, and then my mom made me go get the rabbi again. And this time I told him, my dad really passed. We really need a funeral now. You know, I can lie in bed at night thinking of the story and just laugh to myself. It's really funny. They're both precious.